Hello, everybody, and welcome to Off Camber TV's coverage of the ISDC Rigshare World Series. We are live here from the Milwaukee Mile here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, for the running of the Dairyland 200. We have 123 laps around this mile track here tonight. And joining me tonight in the booth is Dylan Ackard. How you doing there, bud?
Hello, Wes. Hello, everyone. Tonight is going to be a fun night. A small little short mile track in these Indy cars. High speed, a lot of downforce. Tonight's going to be one interesting night.
And loading in here, looks like in practice so far, the 36 of Chris Gutierrez on top of the leaderboard with a 21.543. You have Steven Larkamp in second with a 21.590. And then you look all the way back to the last person who's taken time, and that's the 24 of Ryan Martin, running a 22.073. So we're looking at 0.5 of separation between first and the last person to take time here tonight. Looking right now, I'm on board with the 37, Joshua Gaiman. First time that we've seen him out here this season, I believe. Got the Martini colors on that number 37 machine. And looking for his number up here, and I don't really see him. Actually, 37 was supposed to be Donovan Johns, but that fell through for some reason. I don't know why. Why'd you do it to us, Dono? Why?
Yeah, Joshua, this is his first run out tonight, so it'll be interesting watching what he can do and how he can position himself to get that good finish. So right now, if he practice, right now I'm in 13. We still got about another 2.5 minutes, going on 2 minutes before we go into qualifying. So right now I'm trying, the biggest thing is getting to know what the tires are going to act and how the car is going to act, once we go on 15, 20 laps.
Yeah, that's going to be a big key here. Overcast skies tonight. Weather looking at a constant 89 degrees. And that is the same on the track. Winds coming out the southwest at 2 miles an hour and 35% humidity. Going to make for an interesting race on the racing surface. Last week, though, for the fourth ISDC Stock Car Manager Indianapolis 500, the number 39, Tim Silliman, who is out on track right now in his Rigshare ride, title sponsor of the series. He ended up walking away with the win, his second in a row on the season, race number 4. He's won half of them. So he's going to be one to watch out for tonight. Looking to see if there's any other of the main contenders here out on the track. The 95, Travis Bennett, driving for the Pilot Performance Group. Team owner of that specific stable, out here in third right now on the practice boards, as we are just under a minute until we head off into qualifying. Now, judging by practice times, Dylan, who do you think we could see walk out of here with the extra points for taking the pole tonight?
It's definitely going to be interesting, because right now a lot of those times with the draft. So, but I would definitely say someone to keep an eye out, and always keep an eye out for, is Chris in that 36, but Steven Larkamp in that 62. Those two are very fast drivers, some of the fastest in the series. But looking a little bit farther back, Tim Silliman in 39 and Johnny Eckert in that 90. They right now practice 6th and 7th, but it's all about how you use the draft right now in practice, as we're going to go into qualifying now. But keep an eye out for those 4 drivers, or the drivers you want to see how they qualify, and you're going to see how aggressive they're going to be.
Yeah, and speaking of Silliman and Eckert, they are 1-2 on top of the point standings. Eckert actually lost his point lead last week, now 15 points behind Tim Silliman. Steven Larkamp in third, 2 points behind Eckert. Ryan Kish, who has neglected to show up tonight, he was in fourth, making all of the races so far. Previous winner on the season at the Brands Hatch Indy Circuit. And Travis Bennett, who we were just talking about, is a total of 61 points behind our leader, as qualifying is rolling. And speaking of Travis Bennett, I'm on board with him as he's rolling out for his outlap. Very fast-paced mile track. Going to go on board with the 95 as he works his way out of turn number 4, coming to hit the stripe. Only a mile in length, turning 22-second lap times, sub 22-second lap times in the draft. Holding a very interesting line there. You see the difference in the pavement. That would be where they repaved to give the bottom lane a little bit more grip here. This track, I believe, is now defunct. I don't believe anybody, any major series actually comes out here and races anymore. I know the IndyCars used to, and so did the what is now the Xfinity and the Camping World Truck Series used to come out here. I don't believe any major series, maybe a wheelie modified race every now and again, but this track is pretty much defunct right now. As Bennett coming to finish his qualifying time, looks like his second lap is going to do it at 21.675. Only good enough for P3 on the board as Tim Silliman in at number 39 as he's getting ready to park and go back to the pits. He is your provisional pole winner. And looking at the 53 hitting the line, the stock car manager, Honda, finishing up his qualifying effort at 22.023, good enough for the 4th position.
I'm on board with that number 90 of Johnny Ecker. He's going to come out and take his first lap here as I think he's one of the cars I've seen try to push into these corners. A lot of the other drivers kind of been easy how they come in these corners. And you look at Johnny right there hitting that yellow curbing in one. That curbing could help you or it can hurt you. As right now he's going to come in 5th, but with this time he's going to be doing a 21.804, putting him in P5.
Yeah, just a little bit. Oh, he's got some wall riding action right there. That is perfect for the fans to see here tonight. As I mean, he's sticking it. That's probably the longest 50-50 grind in IndyCar in Rigshare World Series history. See if he can keep it up there. Doesn't look like he's gave it any gas, but that's pretty much the most entertaining thing I've seen so far tonight.
But the fans right now, instead of watching Johnny, they're looking at Steven Larkamp. He has taken the racetrack now to try to make those qualifying laps. Steven's one of the last few that haven't went out yet to make a lap, so watching Steven's going to be qualified practice for P2. Let's see what he can do in qualifying.
Yeah, the Gap Sim Racing Team owner and driver, those Hondas have been pretty fast all year round. That's going to put him in 5th right now, bumping Eckler out of the top 5 at 21.712. Come around and take his second lap, and it looks like they're only getting up to about $170. It looks like these cars have a little bit more that they could have squeezed out of them with this setup, but who am I to judge? Up to 4th.
Wow, Steven coming home 4th in the qualifying. That's an interesting story there with Tim Silliman. Right now, we only have 2 drivers who have not taken a lap time yet. One driver has not taken a lap time yet, and that'll be Phil Clark.
Yeah, Clark has had some major issues here in qualifying. I looked back on him a couple of times, and one time the whole right side of the car was tore up. Or Will Roberts.
Will Roberts, woo!
He too, for that number 7, didn't even realize that he was still on the track, and he was burning it down out there. Driver for the 703 racing team, going to sit on provisional P2. But it looks like Tim Silliman going to get those extra bonus points and win the pole here, as we only have 20 seconds left of qualifying, and everybody who has had an opportunity to take a time has done so. So congratulations to the Rigshare number 39 of Tim Silliman on tonight's pole award.
And that top 4, that top 6, to be honest, are just 6 drivers who have been together since the beginning. They're gonna push each other hard for these 123 laps.
Yeah, a little bit of a distance to go, 123 miles around this this facility, but we are loading in and getting these guys on the starting grid. And the grid is up. You got Tim Silliman on the pole here tonight. Will Roberts going to start to his outside in the second position. Chris Gutierrez is going to roll off in third, and number 36 Verizon car. The 95 Travis Bennett going to roll off in fourth. And fifth goes to the 62 of Steven Larkamp. The 3 of Kyten Bommersbach is going to roll off in the sixth position. Johnny Eckert in seventh. And then you're going to have Eric Davis in the 65 in eighth. Joe Morganti in the ninth position. And then number 53. And then Taylor Drago, number 2 Menards bright highlighter yellow car in the 10th position. Gregory Napier in 11th. John Martin in the 12th position. Joshua Game in 13th. John Napier in 14th. And Ryan Martin's your last one to take time in the 15th position. And then Phil Clark in the McDonald's number 25 is going to round out your 16-car field for tonight's Dairyland 200.
Right now, they're in their drivers' meeting, just kind of listening in a little bit, hearing what's been going on, trying to make sure drivers are all checked up, ready to know how to get this race started correctly. But right now, Will still has not gridded yet. I wonder if I see that car going through tech line now. It looks like it's so far the third time that car has not went through tech correctly, and he has just missed the grid.
Yeah, there was a lot of guys that actually missed the grid. Looking back here, Bommersbach did end up making it out here, so did Eckert and Davis. And it does look like the rest of the field did end up gridding. So, except for the 14 of John Napier, don't know if he is still in the server or not. It still looks like it, but he is going to start on the pit lane, as well as the 7 of Will Roberts. So that's going to move the outside lane up a couple of positions. And going to get ready and go green here. We should be taking the green flag after the pace car drops off. Of course, with this series, they like to run their own starts, so it's a little bit cleaner than the regular iRacing start. So on the back stretch is when we will drop the green flag on lap number 1. So they're pretty much saying the entry into turn number 3 is where they will restart this race and start. So the pace car is going to make their way off onto the pit road, and this is going to be a false green, as the ISDC is famous for.
Green flag is out.
No, green flag is out, and we're underway here.
Man, that inside line just Travis wanted to go, but that leader did not go.
Ooh.
But 3 wide in the back with P number 3.
Yeah, the 36 of Gutierrez kind of made a little bit of a sandwich of himself and wanted to be the meat, falling all the way back to the clutches of Kyten Bommersbach on the outside, and that number 3 going to fight on the outside. Looks like he takes over that 4th position away from Gutierrez, and Eric Davis right behind the 36. Going to look and see if he can try to get around for position number 5. Looks like our leaders are pretty much strung out.
Look at Tyler Drago in that number 2 car. He went around and he just qualified a little bit farther back. And now he's way up into P8, but he is moving his way through the field right now behind Johnny Eckert in that 9 machine. But he is trying to get up there. He's trying to get up there in a fast pace as we have a car on the wall.
Oh, no.
And that would be the number 51.
Yeah, 51 of Napier back here, going to take the tow. I believe that's pretty much going to end his night, as there are no fast repairs here for this series. If you're new to it, fast repairs basically mean you get a brand new car, as it looks like John Napier is getting ready to go a lap down, as our leader of Silliman has caught up to the back end of the 14. They're on the backstretch. Going to go on board with the Rigshare number 39 and see if he can make short work of this 14. Definitely getting that draft, starting to pull away from Travis Bennett in the slightest. Actually backed up a lot. Larkamp in 3rd right now. Bommersbach in 4th, and Gutierrez still in the 5th position. But Silliman Um, Actually, looks like he's just going to tuck in and try to ride as Bennett is starting to make a little bit of a run. Here goes the 39. 14 almost blocked the 39 into the inside wall there. Going to take the absolute outside line. John Napier almost took out our leader right there.
That was scary right there. That was very scary. But the hardest thing is that there's right now the track is still very green. There's not a lot of multi-groove racing going on right now. So they're all in that bottom lane, and if you go up a little bit, you're out of the grip, out of the main lane. But oh, that was scary.
It definitely was. It looks like pretty much the rest of the field has decided to go single file. So trying to find us a battle here so we can watch
Battle of
Will.
P5, and that's between Eric and Johnny, as Johnny fell back a lot of spots there. He
Yeah,
lost a
Eckert,
lot of track position right there.
yeah, end up tucking in behind our lap down car of the 14, the 90 Von Hausa ride is not looking like itself, but he normally turns the wick up towards the end of these races here, as we've noticed. Right now in 8th, Josh Gaiman, Martini car, right behind the 90, about 7 or 8 car lengths off of his competitor in the 7th position, putting a big gap between him and Drago, who just got passed by Joe Morganti. They're side by side into one. 53 had to back off a little bit. Gonna give the two back the 9th position. This is pretty much the closest battle on the track right now. Besides, I believe Will Roberts just got around the 12 of John Martin. And Will Roberts ended up missing the grid, so he started at a huge disadvantage, almost half the track, or exactly half the track behind our leader.
Yeah, speak about our leader. Look who's kind of catching up. Steven Larkamp's kind of catching up to Travis Bennett right there, and that's with P2.
And looks like Gregory Napier has decided to call it a night. 51 in the DNF here, finish in position number 16.
Right now, Kaiden Baumsbach and Chris are kind of, I want to say they're on each other, but they are definitely close and are pushing each other to the front to catch up to Steven and maybe try to make a late move before we come down to pit road here in a little bit. Late move pass.
Yeah, I have no idea about the pit window here, but Gutierrez definitely has a good run on Bommersbach. He's closed the gap up to about 2 car lengths, but loses a ton of it on entry into one. See if he can gain a little bit of it back down to backstretch. Doesn't look like he has to run. He is closing in just a little bit, getting that draft, sucking up to the back end of the number 3, but to no avail. Bommersbach going to maintain the 4th position by a good bit, as well as Gutierrez will maintain 5th. And yeah, we're pretty much all strung out here. It does look like Ryan Martin and John Martin are going to end up battling here pretty soon. So this is pretty much one of the closest battles on the track. Everybody else is pretty strung out. Good 3 or 4 car lengths in between pretty much the whole field. So it's just a pretty fast-paced game of follow the leader right now.
Yeah, right now the hardest thing about a track like this is that a lot of drivers compare it to New Hampshire, you know, and once you get going, you just find the groove, relax, settle down, and just keep hitting your marks every lap, and you'll come out with a good race. The hardest thing is that, you know, Tim Stillman has obviously found something in that 39 Rigshare machine that Travis Bennett and Steven Larkamp haven't found yet, and right now are just trying to catch up to him. But right now, Tim has a good 2.4-second lead. So that is he all he has to do is just keep hitting the marks, keep hitting what he's doing, and he won't have an issue when it comes down to the green flag pit stops. And the pit is, it's odd to talk about green flag pit stops, but the pit lane entrance is just a very odd entrance. You know, we're so used to a big hole in the side in the tri-oval, and there's a battle for second between Steven Larkamp and Travis Bennett as Larkamp gets by Bennett very easily. With that being said, look at Kyten and Chris catching up to him.
Yeah, I think the biggest advantage that Tim Silliman has right now is he has the two most important things in racing: clean air. Larkamp did get around Bennett pretty easily. I believe that was planned from the 95 to go ahead and let him go, see if he can get some of that draft and maybe try a little bit of a rubber band type deal. You go in front, no, you go in front, and we just keep leapfrogging until we can catch back up. I mean, Larkamp's already taken a 10th off of Silliman's time because they were just about at 3 seconds just a while ago. But pretty soon, Silliman's going to be catching up to the back of the pack. And Ryan Martin, I'll give it about another 10 laps before that happens. And what are we looking at for pit stops, Dylan? What's our fuel window here tonight?
Well, the fuel window tonight is, I personally don't know, but these Indy cars, when you look at a track like this, I wouldn't imagine doing more than 40 laps on a set of tires because, you know, we qualified at doing 21s, low 22s, and right now a lot of these drivers are doing 22s, 23-second lap times right now. So the tires are definitely dissolving into the racetrack, which we can see right now how dark this main racing line is. But you know, these Indy cars usually go about 40 or so laps, depending on the tracks and how hard the drivers are going. But it's definitely gonna be one interesting watching these drivers go into pit lane.
Finally got a battle on the track. The 2 and the 37 battling it out right now. Very close to the 37, almost into the left rear side pod of the number 2 of Drago. Gaiman on up into P number 8, gonna retake it. And here comes Will Roberts to the inside of the 2. That number 7 machine is on a rail right now, taking the inside line away from the 2. Gonna push up just about into the side of that 2 car. That was almost extremely bad. We're going to go on board with the number 7 with the Firestone livery on this week. I believe that's a throwback to Danica Patrick. So, I mean, it's appropriate. He's in the back. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. There goes the 2 again. Going to try and take over that 8th position. They're side by side, battling it hard. 2's going to push up in front.
Ooh, that was tight.
Almost, we're begging for 3 wide, guys. Here we go. Will Roberts on the inside of the 37. Looks like he's going to have to back off there a lot. We'll lose a lot of momentum. The Martini machine in the 37 going back after the number 2. To no avail, though. They do have a lapper in front of them as well.
Man, watching Will is just some of the scariest things. Will knows where he can put that race car. Will knows how to get around it. Ooh! A little bit of contact. A little bit of contact, not much, but that was definitely a little bit of a bump right there between Will and Joshua Gaiman.
Yeah, trying to look at the front wing of that 7. Doesn't look like it affected it much. And doesn't look like the left rear wing of the 37 is all that much damage. But he is extremely slow now, so it must be a lot more than just cosmetic for that 37 in Joshua Gaiman. Will Roberts going to take over that 9th position, set his sights on that number 2 directly in front of him.
As we're on board with Joshua, and he definitely got a little bit of bump there, but I don't see any damage up in the booth here.
Yeah.
But he is definitely losing a lot of pace as Tyler Drago is getting by a lap car there, and that's the 15 of John as Will just went by him. But kind of listening in on Joshua, and Josh is definitely backing up a lot more than everyone else. I wonder if that little battle that he had just killed the tires as Will goes around and makes a hard dive in, trying to pass Drago in turn 1.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's going to complete it. Just about now he's going to. The two's going to have to definitely get out of there. Meanwhile, Travis Bennett to pit lane, the 95 Honda machine on pit road right now as green flag pit stops are starting. Just a while ago, the 65 Eric Davis got around Kyten Bommersbach for the 5th position, but as green flag pit stops are starting, caution's out. Looking for the culprit. Still looking.
I had
Got Napier.
Napier.
15th position, the number 14 of John Napier around hard contact with the outside wall. Lost it. He ran the apron, lost it, and completely destroyed the front of that car on the inside barrier. So our first caution of the night comes out on lap 34 of the scheduled 123.
Well, the good thing about Napier is that he didn't really damage that front end all that much. It was only a soft tap which knocked the wing off, but
well,
might be able to get that replaced.
I know one driver that did not want to see that and tried a little bit of a different strategy than the rest of the guys were doing. The 95 Travis Bennett. It looks like he will get the wave around as long as the 39 and 62 come into pit, and it looks like everybody else is coming into the pit lane. Besides Ryan Martin as well. Martin is a lap down, gonna have to pit the next time around. But we're gonna watch this battle here on pit lane. Quick pit stops here with the Indy cars, looking at about 7-8 seconds. And just announced today, pit crew animations are coming soon to iRacing, so that's gonna be hilarious to see where exactly your crew messed up. And there we go, battle off pit lane. Looks like the 39 is barely gonna get it. Almost pushed the 62 into the wall.
Wow. Tim is definitely an aggressive driver there, but wow, he almost put Steven right up into those tires on exit. Wow.
Man. Yeah, I mean, just about Larkamp. He had to brake. It's a good thing that the cars were still ghosting, as we like. Oh, the 14 spins out in front of the leader.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's not scary. That's scary. Couple weeks back during the Thursday night series here in ISDC Grand National Series, and something happened same exact like this, and it took out a few drivers. So thankfully, not a lot of drivers got taken out there, but that could have been a lot scarier.
Well, very interesting. The 95 has decided to come back in and take service once again. I guess he wants to be on the same fuel strategy as our leaders, but that's not going to get him his lap back. So he's going to have to try something different if he wants to get that lap back, as I believe Ryan Martin, actually, he's coming into pit as well. So he's going to come in and try to get some service done to his machine. It's going to cycle the lead back over to Tim Silliman, who just barely squeaked by a spinning number 14 there. Steven Larkamp up to second. Chris Gutierrez up to third. Eric Davis in fourth. And Kyten Bommersbach, your top 5. As I believe the pace car should be coming off here momentarily. Lights are still on, so we'll probably get about we'll guaranteed another 2 laps pacing at least. So we're gonna pay a few bills real quick. We'll bring you back to the Rigshare World Series after a few words from our sponsors. All right, and welcome back to the Dairyland 200 here for the Rigshare World Series, the ISDC marquee series. But before we get back to green flag action, as pace car is going to roll off, of course, these guys are going to roll to the backstretch to take the green. We want to say our condolences and our thoughts and prayers goes out to everybody affected by the terrorist attack in Las Vegas last night at the I believe it was the Highway 91 festival. A lot of innocent people got injured and many lost their lives. Our condolences goes out to all involved, their family and friends. And let's get back to green flag racing here. As Tim Silliman is down and away. Green flag back out into the air here at the Milwaukee Mile. And Silliman doesn't look like he got a good jump on Larkamp. Caution already.
That is that
the
number
37.
37.
Yeah, Joshua Gaiman, the Martini ride hard into the outside wall. Looks like he just did it all by himself. Got too low, hit the grass in the middle of 4, and put her right into the outside safer barrier. Tough break for the guy making his debut, as he's got a lot of side pod damage, and as we've seen in the previous races that we've called 4 in total so far for the 2017 season here, that side pod damage ain't nothing to mess with.
Yeah, they can fix that front wing, but once you get any kind of damage on your side, on that, especially that hashing your side, right side damage side pod, you're gonna have your hands full for the rest of the night. So hopefully that team can go down there and fix that front wing and maybe help him out a little bit, but he's definitely going to be having a hard time for the rest of the night now with that side pod damage.
And we've seen the best of the best get it, and it doesn't work out for him too well.
As Travis Bennett's go around, and that was something he's been wanting. He got that lucky dog, and he's back in the lead lap now. So
well, that's a good thing for him. Yeah, and he's on the same tire cycle as our leaders as well, so he's got a lot of ground to make up from being a top 5 contender all the way back to the 14th position. But well, yeah, 14th. But Travis Bennett has been one of those guys to sit there and make up a ton of time and get back up towards the front. Looking at his year so far, he's finished 4th, 2 4th place finishes, a 7th, and a 13th at Brands Hatch. The only road course that we've been to so far this season. That's going to change next week as the series goes to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course for 43 laps for the Grand Prix of Ohio. That's October 9th. And as long as it doesn't rain, it'll be live broadcasted here, 9 o'clock Eastern on Off Camper TV.
Yeah, next week is going to be so fun. I love watching NASCAR when they go to Mid-Ohio. Mid-Ohio is just a great course in general, and I can't wait to see that race. That's going to be really fun. A lot of drivers are already putting names in the hats of who to watch out for. As Steven Larkamp, who's sitting P2 right now, is he's one of the fastest road racers. But a lot of drivers talk about Will Roberts, or another one of those drivers to keep an eye out for next week. So right now they got to finish this out, and then they're going to be getting a plane ride all the way down to Ohio to start practicing.
Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. I mean, the first road course race of the season, unfortunately, Off Camper TV did not get to call that, but I ended up helping the broadcaster who did do it, and it turned out to be a pretty interesting race for the most part. Not a lot of participation at Brands Hatch, but we're expecting at least all of these guys to come out to Mid-Ohio, if not more, because Mid-Ohio is one of the funnest road courses on the iRacing.com service. Also want to give a shout out to iRacing.com and let us put this on their live portal at iRacing.com/live. So thank the the team over there at iRacing Live and you guys watching on the platform. Green flag is fake. We're going to go green on the backstretch here and going to complete lap 45 when we come back around the next time by. Looking at math to go because I'm not doing that on top of my head anymore. There's 33 in there, and I completely get confused. If it was a 0, I might have told you. Somebody wants to bust out a calculator real quick. And nobody does math on our team, so we're good to go here. Here comes Tim Silliman to restart the race. Down and away. Back green, completing lap 45. Larkamp with a decent jump. Gutierrez and Davis behind him. A little bit of separation back to Bombers Bogdan's top 5 as they hit the line. Eckert didn't really get a good start on the 3 either at number 90. Under fire from Will Roberts already for that 6th position. And Gutierrez trying to get up on Larkamp's back end and get up to the 2nd position. Going to lose a lot of time on exit. A car really high coming off. I believe that was the 90 of Eckert.
Yeah, right now, I'm kind of surprised of how hard Will's pushing. You know, Will missed the grid. His car failed tech inspection a couple times, and he started in the last place position. As right now, he's sitting in P7, really making a really good run for him, as well only on lap 48. So we still have over 100 laps.
Just under.
Just under.
Looking all throughout the pack, I believe Roberts and Eckert are the closest battle on track right now. Roberts really high, going to try and get some momentum off of turn number 4. Almost looks like these cars are disconnected from the track a little bit. I don't know if that's just me here. But Roberts into Firestone 7. Eckert, our 2nd place in points, running in 6th. And here comes Roberts again. Still just about a car length off, half car length now. Getting a good run on him. And making that high side momentum work for him. As here he comes again. Battle for that 6th spot. He's got the wing there. Eckert to the inside. Here comes Will Roberts on the outside. Power move. Looks like they're going to be drag racing down the front stretch. And Roberts has got the position for right now. But Eckert has preferred lane going into 1. It doesn't look like it anymore. Here goes Will Roberts to clear him off of 2.
Wow, good job to Will on that. Johnny is a fast driver, but Will has found something. He might have been, maybe his team was talking to Tim's team and let him on a little secret, but man, Will is moving and he's trying to go around into Kyton right now.
And back behind them, Bennett is back here at the 95, trying to get back into the top 10 after finally getting his lap back. You do see the 53 of Joe Morganti on the inside of Phil Clark in the 25 McDonald's ride. Here comes the 95 and trying to peek in there. Good 3-car battle for the 9th position. Oh, Morganti's in a wall. 53 out of 2. Hard in the wall. He's slow. If he can lip this thing back to pit road, looks like the rest of the drivers are going to get around him. That was John Martin that just passed him. Napier no longer on the racing surface, so as long as Silliman is not close, and he's really not all that close to him, Morganti has made it back to the pits. We're going to give you a quick replay to show you what happened to him. I mean, heavy damage to the right side of that Honda.
That whole side pod is completely destroyed, and both wings are, he's going to be sitting in pit lane for a long time getting those wings repaired. Reports just said that he's his team's calling it done.
Yeah, it seems like that whole team, new team to the series as well. The Strange Nuts Autosport, but Strange is the name, and it looks like they're all currently out of the event as Will Roberts goes past Kite Bommersbach to break into the top 5 for the first time tonight. Good pass to the inside of that 3 by the 7 of Will Roberts. He is on the move. And next in line is the 65 of Eric Davis.
Wow, Will just passed Kyton like he was sitting up like he was a fly on the wall. He just went straight on by. Wow. Will has found something in that race car.
Well, he definitely had to, because, I mean, qualified second, practiced in 4th. I mean, Silliman practiced 6th and got the pole. But, I mean, there's something that these guys are telling each other about this setup. And Will is the fastest car on track and just about careened into the wall there coming out of the turn. I think you heard my Danica Patrick comment, and he's racing angered. I'm thinking Larkamp and Gutierrez right now are kind of laying back, just clicking off laps. We're approaching the halfway point here at lap 62. So rapidly approaching that, as Tim Silliman still out front, has led every single lap here tonight. Maybe sans one during a caution, but still has Larkamp in 2nd, Gutierrez in 3rd, Davis in 4th, and Roberts up into the top 5. Looking for a battle on track for you guys, and I mean, everybody's, it's product of long runs here with Indy cars on the oval. Everybody gets strung out. Just about a second pretty much separates everybody from between a half second to a second on the track. I think pretty much the closest one that they're still in the view of each other would be this battle for second with Larkamp and Gutierrez. Larkamp, of course, in the 2nd position, 1.5 seconds back from Tim Silliman, and Gutierrez 2 seconds behind our race leader. As I say that, I think Travis Bennett and Phil Clark are getting ready to start to do battle here. Bennett is within 0.6 of a second and closing in fast in that 95.
Yeah, Travis is he went out and he qualified in a very good position. Unfortunately, luck of the draw when he made that pit stop. But he's coming up, but he's definitely not being as hard and aggressive as Will is coming up to the field. But also, we still got quite a bit of a long race to go still. We got over about 60 laps still to do. And at a track like this, it's not about constantly getting those middle of your corners right, but it's more like saving the tires so you don't overuse them. And right now, I'm hoping Will didn't overuse them, because right now he has catched up to Eric Davis in that 65, but maybe there's just a different strategy that Travis's team's having him do compared to Will's.
Yeah, we're about to have a couple of battles here on the track. You got Roberts catching Davis. You got Bommersbach getting caught by Eckert. And then you have Clark getting caught by Bennett. We're going to just try to show you them as they progress here. But looks like Eckert and Bommersbach is going to be the first one. And there goes Bennett and Clark. Travis Bennett to the inside, going to take over that spot. Going to have to back off a lot and give a lot of time back to Phil Clark, but still secures that 9th spot. And here goes Johnny Eckert underneath Kite and Bommersbach here. The 90 is going to take over that spot. Let's see if Will can do it again. He is not close enough. That kind of sucks. If we could have got 3 in a row like that back to back, that would have been pretty good. But we did get 2 there. Eckert up into the 6th spot with Bommersbach right behind him. Looks like he is trying to catch up to Will Roberts, but got about a 4-second gap in between them right now, between 5th and 6th place. Bennett is starting to pull Phil Clark along here into 9th place. Looking to catch up to the 2 of Taylor in the Menards ride. And he's looking to catch up to Bommersbach in the number 3. So could potentially have another couple of battles going on here simultaneously.
Ooh, look at Eric right there in the 65 as he plowed that turn 2 wall. He didn't hit it, but he was plowing hard. He was going to make a pass on Chris, and that's 36. And
yeah, we have a lapper. lapper right now, Ryan Martin at number 24 with Virginia's livery on that. Getting passed by the rest of the top 5 right there. A little bit of difficulty for Gutierrez to get around the 24, but here comes Will Roberts. Gonna try the outside on Eric Davis right now. Looks like he's gonna get a little bit of momentum. Had to back off. Got a little arrow tight coming off of turn number 2. Gonna regroup and try again to take over that 4th position from that number 65. 65 has got the Banshee Autosports livery on that. A little bit of a throwback.
Yeah, right now you just see Will's having the hardest thing in these Indy cars, and it's so hard to try to get used to is that aerodynamic push, because every lap, each corner, you get a different feeling of the car because of the aerodynamics. Right now Will is he's gonna get past him, but it's gonna be how long until he can get past him is a bigger question, because Will is most definitely pushing so hard on it too because of that push.
And we should be approaching green flag pit stops yet again. Looking at Will and Eric right there, but I'm looking back here towards Kighton and Taylor as Drago has pretty much done everything but caught the number 3 as the number 2, losing a lot of time coming off of turn 2. Gonna flip-flop between that battle and the battle for 4th. I believe some of these guys have decided to calm it down a little bit as green flag pit stops should be upon us here within the next 10 laps. We'll definitely know if Bennett tries to come in, but he seems to be the early bird as Roberts still putting a good run onto the 65. If I'm not mistaken, he might have a little bit of right side pod damage. I am not 100% sure, but it didn't look completely smooth.
As look at what's happening in front of Will and Eric, that's a lap down car. That is John Martin in the number 12 machine, as that checked up that whole pack from 2nd on the way down to 5th, as that just checked up that whole pack, making them all back together nice and tight. And we have a battle for 3rd place between Chris and Eric.
Yeah, Eric almost had the inside line on the number 6 of Gutierrez, but Davis had to back off there as they're working their ways through turns 3 and 4. And that lap car has brought Larkamp back into the fray for the battle between 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Here he goes, 65, almost putting it in there. Decided to back out of it again. So I believe Gutierrez is going to have to protect that bottom at that 65 if you don't want him around. Looks like they are coming into pit lane. 65 going to stay out. Here comes the 62, 36, and the 7 of Will Roberts. Hopefully everybody got down to pit road speed. Looking for the leader. The leader's still on the racing surface. It looks like Eckert has stayed out. Bommersbach is down. Phil Clark is down. Here comes Tim Silliman into the pits. Our race leader. Got to woe that thing down. And
here
Eric
comes
Davis.
Johnny Eckert.
Eric Davis in. Johnny Eckert in. That first group, though, already back out onto the racing surface in pretty much the same order that they came in just about the same gap. Will Roberts, of course, is going to overtake Eric Davis as Tim Silliman and Eric Davis now coming off of the pit lane. Larkamp, though, back here in turn 1 all the way up into full speed. Here comes Silliman. And does look like he is going to retain that lead once these green flag pit stops cycle out. Larkamp, though, with an closing in pretty good on him. Getting around the 12 lap down car. Here comes Gutierrez to get around the 12.
Eric almost just made contact with Johnny right there. Eric went around and he spun out, leaving pit lane, and then he got it back going, and Eric almost just pushed Johnny right up into the wall, finding it going again. That was scary right there.
Leader Travis Bennett to pit lane. stayed out a couple extra laps. Now, they should be close to making it from here. Taking this, there's 41 laps to go in the race. So, got to be thinking about trying to stay out and make it. And I think that's what Bennett was trying to do, because I don't think the rest of these guys are going to be able to make it, or they're just going to put themselves through an excruciating amount of pain trying to limp these tires around for another 43 laps. As the lead has cycled back through to Tim Silliman, followed by Stephen Larkamp, Chris Gutierrez, Will Roberts, and I believe Travis Bennett is back on the track, but he's fighting back here with Phil Clark for the 10th position. So it shows you he was up to the 7th position, I believe, and all the way back into the 9th position after pit stops. And Eric Davis, biggest loser on that pit stop. He lost 2 spots from 4th to 6th.
Yeah, Eric lost 2 spots, and he also lost a lot of tire. He spun out leaving pit lane and had to spin him and get him back going straight again. But he's definitely as not in position he wanted to be, but thankfully he got that car going without having to get any damage on it. But right now I'm just listening to driver communication on the radio, and there's some drivers that are talking to the teams and crew chiefs right now saying that they're not going to make it on fuel. And the biggest word that the crew chiefs are saying to the drivers are save. save, and more save. And it's so hard to do in these Indy cars to save enough fuel to make it to the end.
Yeah, they need to take a couple of lessons from the extreme couponing groups and learn how to save. As hard as this top 4 at least is going, they're not saving any fuel right now. I don't hear anybody getting into the clutch. I don't hear anybody cutting their car off. Well, I mean, they're kind of hard to cut off and refire. But, you know, you get what I mean. I don't hear anybody clutching it to save. They're still turning pretty fast lap times for what they're doing right now. I don't know. It's definitely going to be, if this thing goes green all the way out, I believe this might fall into the 95's hands. Travis Bennett stayed out the longest, and this might fall into the lap of the 95.
Yeah, Travis has probably one of the smartest ideas go around, but unfortunately he is so far behind. But the good thing is that the pit road speed is so slow. You know, we're going about 170 into turn 1, and then you go in the pit lane, which is 45. So you definitely have a long period of time to gain or lose on track. But hopefully everything plays out in Travis's favor, because he has one of the smartest strategies right now is to do what he does. But Tim Silliman definitely has led the most laps, with so far being 80 to being 90 laps being led by Tim.
Yeah, just got past the 37 of Joshua Gaiman, put him a lap down, as he's that 37's been fighting the side pod damage ever since he spacked the wall earlier in the race, and held up Silliman pretty good for that 62 and 36. Larkamp was within a second of Silliman last time by. We'll see what the gap is at the line. Gap at the line is just at 1.4 seconds. So Silliman definitely getting back out front, getting back to clean air, and laying the hammer down. Definitely performing for his sponsor here tonight. New title sponsor as of last week for the what was formerly known as the Formula World Series, now the Rigshare World Series. You can always go and check them out at on Facebook at Rigshare. Just Rigshare, I believe. Rigshare Mining LLC, something like that. I'll be honest with you, I'm so sorry. And it looks like number 7 is all over the back bumper of the 36. Will Roberts trying to take over that 3rd position. And Larkamp's falling back to these guys as well. So we might be seeing some conservation mode in for that 62. The 7 though, all over the back bumper to the 36, trying to get as much time as he can out of this car, and still to no avail. Not being able to get a wing in edgewise, as here he goes for the pass on the bottom in turn number 3, turning up the wick here. Will Roberts looks like he'll have the spot at the line, but cannot complete the pass, as he does finally going into turn number 1. 36 going to fight back, try a little bit of a crossover, but not going to be able to pull it off. He's going to tuck back in the 4th position, as Will Roberts started from the pits all the way up into the 3rd position, as Larkamp in front of him just got in front of the 24 ever so slightly. 24 multiple laps down now, as that's going to put Will right on the back bumper to 62, as Larkamp still trying to get around that 37, newly lapped Joshua Gaiman, and looks like that 37 going to take the high road and let the 62 by, but that 7 is on the hunt right now. He smells blood in the water. He is looking to get to the back end of that 62, and Larkamp. Ooh, don't do that though.
That is just Will missing the grid, car failing tech so many times that, and now he's sitting in 3rd, pushing that car to the limit, catch up to Steven Larkamp, which the big question is how are these lap down traffic's gonna affect the battle here? Because right now we have John Martin in that 12 up front, in front of Steven.
Big development here. Chris Gutierrez has already taken a pit. 36 has came down and took service, goes a lap down. So this might be the strategy to do here tonight, as Gutierrez goes down a lap from the 4th position. All the way back in 11th right now. Will we be seeing a couple other guys start to do this? We do. We see Phil Clark, the McDonald's number 25, on the pit lane. What is it? Pretty much what has he got to lose right now? He was running their last car on the league lap, about 20 seconds behind our race leader. That's I don't know. I don't know if we'll see anybody else come in. No, one car that's probably going to stay out would be that 95. Looking through the rest of the field here, doesn't look like anybody else has decided to make that last and final pit stop. And 37, even though he's lap down, coming in to make sure that he has enough fuel. And here comes the 95, Travis Bennett in the pit. We should be seeing the rest of the leaders, the 65 in front of him as well. And looks like, oh, I thought Bennett missed his pit there, but he didn't. Looking for the rest of them. I mean, it's pretty much this is going to make or break the race. Less than 20 to go. Look, working at 19 to go. And I don't know. That might be the move of the race for Gutierrez right there. He's picking up a lot of time on our front runners, but here comes Tim Silliman into the pits. Larkamp and Roberts still out. Johnny Eckert still out on the track. Kite and Bommersbach still on the track, and the 2 Taylor Drago still on the track as well. But Larkamp going to lead his first laps on the night, as they're getting ready to start battling with oh, here comes Larkamp. Will Roberts to the front. Now, is he going to try to make it? Or is he definitely going to have to come in? That's one thing that he has to decide for himself, as the 39 just got lapped by the 7. That pretty much puts everybody except for the 62, the 90, and the 3 and the 2 on a lap down, as here goes Will to pass Larkamp, put him a lap down. So definitely Larkamp is going to be behind the 39 of Silliman as they rework this field here. It's getting down to the wire. Will Roberts looking like he's gonna try and push it.
This is gonna be interesting seeing if Mill can push it and save enough fuel because that whole time he wasn't, as I just
Oh
hear with driver's
no.
communication, he is gonna be pitting in this time by.
Well, now the thing is now, does he take a half a tank of fuel and no tires, make it a little bit quicker? Who knows? But there's Will Roberts onto the pit. Eckert is still out. Bommersbach still on track. I believe yeah, the two of Drago is done came in. And Will Roberts missed his pit.
Oh no.
He had to back up there. That's going to take him completely out of the running now. Right now, we're just looking for that number 90. He's got 15 seconds on Tim Silliman right now, which he's running 22.7. Silliman is running 22.0s at the line of 21.9. So 0.8 of a second. Already knocked off another 2 seconds. Time is running out for Silliman, but Eckert, he's definitely going to have to start babying this thing around here. I don't believe he's going to be able to make it, but we've seen crazier things happen here.
We definitely have seen crazier things before. The big thing is, at a track like Indianapolis or a road course or other places like that, you know, you can save fuel pretty easy because of the draft and how you can take your corners differently and you can try to attack the track a different way. If they can save this much fuel, I'm actually gonna be very kind of surprised if they can. But congratulations if they can, because right now the crew chief of Johnny Eckert and Kenny Bommersbach both agree that they can do it. They believe in themselves and they're gonna try to make it to the end on pit stops.
Well, Silliman only picked up a second there. We got 10 laps to go next time by. So if he can maintain that lead, I mean, this is what Eckert did at Motegi, basically. I mean, he stole a win away from Tim Silliman and company up front. I don't know. It's right now, he's looking like the smartest man here in Milwaukee.
Right now,
here comes Bommersbach.
Yeah, Johnny is definitely, you know, unfortunately this is a fixed setup, so you really don't have the option to change your engine mapping. It all depends on how much you use the gas off your foot instead of having the engine do it for you. But we're coming down to 8 laps to go. Right now, you know, he lost so much time on track because he didn't pit with everybody else. But now
He's coming to pit. That's going to be the end of it for the 90. Tim Silliman going to take over that lead pretty substantially, as he's made about a good 5-second gap back to the 36 of Chris Gutierrez. They're back here battling for the second spot. There goes Larkamp to the inside of the 36. Ooh, he had to back off way a lot there. 65 and the 2. Yes, way a lot. That's how I do it now. And the 62 now falls to the clutches of the 65, Eric Davis, who is still a lap down, and the 2, who is still a lap down as well. It's like it's pretty much Silliman's race to lose right now, as Gutierrez still running his second, defending from Steven Larkamp. Will Roberts right behind the 65, though, just got around the 2. Going to dive it in here, try to get around to 65 real quick and see if he can't get a solid third or second place finish. And Johnny Eckert, fortunately, cycles out to the 5th position, so he potentially has a top 5 coming his way, as Bennett is getting passed by Bommersbach.
Oh, look at Will and Eric going side by side into 3, maybe out of contact with the wings, but wow, that was tight. That was scary watching Will make that pass on Eric.
He had to do something, and Drago behind him trying to take over that 9th position. Even though they're a lap down, they are still battling for position behind our top, the rest of our top 4 right here. Here comes Will Roberts to the outside of the 62. Larkamp under fire. Here comes Roberts. Will trying to make it spicy here at the end. 62 going to push up the track. Almost into him. Very tight.
Oh boy.
And here comes Will again, attacking the high side. He might be able to get clear here. Still Dragger racing down the front stretch. Will by a nose. We got 2 laps to go. As Tim Sullivan, though, he's going to end up coming around and taking this as Larkamp finally gets passed by Will Roberts. Silliman at the white flag now. That is still your big battle here. Roberts has only got 4 more corners to get around that 36 to get him a second place finish. And good thing is they're a couple seconds back, so we'll know. Oh, there he goes. 36 got passed by the 7, but here comes the 39. Tim Silliman off of turn number 4 to take the checkered flag here at Milwaukee for the Dairyland 200.
Ooh, spin behind Will, but Will comes on P2, passing Chris in that 36.
Gutierrez in 3rd, Larkamp 4th, and Eckert. Oh, the spin was between a 65 and a 2. Here comes a 90. Woo! That was a slalom right there, I tell you that. That 65, he was trying to find a beach somewhere. He was crab walking. Tim Silliman burning it down. Actually, he just made sure that he was going to pass post-race inspection there. He's tearing up the car. Come on, man. Burning him down. That's his 3rd win in a row. One at Iowa, Indianapolis, and now here at the Milwaukee Mile. Just a dominant performance here mid-season from the 39 Rigshare machine of Tim Silliman. Doing a little bit of a Polish victory lap here as we're going to give you your final results here. Tim Silliman, your winner tonight. Will Roberts fighting from starting on the pit to the 2nd place finisher here tonight. Congratulations to him. That's definitely driving the night right there. Chris Gutierrez going to come home in 3rd, Stephen Larkamp 4th, and Johnny Eckert. Strategy almost worked out for him, but he's going to have to settle with a 5th place finish. 6th, last car on the lead lap, Kyten Bommersbach. Travis Bennett in 7th. Then you have Phil Clark 8th. 9th, Joshua Gaiman. And rounding out your top 10 is Eric Davis. Taylor Drago in 11th. Ryan Martin 12th. John Martin 13th. Joe Morganti 14th. 15th, John Napier and Gregory Napier going to round out your field in the 16th position. So just an amazing run from both that 39 and the 7 of Will Roberts. I don't exactly know how he did it, but hopefully we find Chris Gutierrez here somewhere in the TeamSpeak. Would like to get him in first, but it doesn't look like we're going to find him just yet. So I guess we'll go ahead and bring in our 2nd place finisher, Will Roberts. How you doing tonight, bud?
Oh my God, I'm worn out.
I bet you are, dude. That was one of the most impressive drives I have seen on the service, man. Especially there at the end with you in the 36. Just tell us how your night went, man.
We didn't get the car out to grid. Stupid mistake on our part. But the team rebounded. There were a few stupid mistakes tonight. Most of them on my part that just didn't let us capitalize. But I tell you, that is the most tired I've ever been from an online race. I can't feel my thumb. I cannot feel the thumb on my left hand.
Well, I mean, that was thoroughly impressive. I mean, just there at the end, getting around to 62 and the 36, we knew you had a fast car, but you know, they've been out front most of the day, and you just come in there and sneak away and end up stealing the show from Tim just a little bit with your impressive drive, man. Great drive on your part. Let's see. You want to throw out any shout outs and thank yous before we roll on to tonight's winner?
I'm sure I'm gonna miss someone right here, but I want to thank Rob and Chris from Rigshare for coming on board, being the entitlement sponsor on the Rigshare World Series. I want to thank Tim and Kite and Steven and Jeff. Okay, not missing anyone. For helping me administrate this league. I want to thank everybody that comes out every week for being able to put on as good of a show as we do. I want to thank my girlfriend Brittany. I know she's watching. At least I think she's watching. And I want to thank y'all for coming on board, especially so last minute and getting this show together.
Ain't a problem, but y'all throw down races like that, we might just have to come back. But congratulations goes out to you, the number 7 Firestone. What do you drive this year? A Buick, I believe, is what you have on the entry list.
Yeah, we've never gotten the car wrapped. We've never gotten the car wrapped, but we are in a Buick this season.
Okay. I don't know how you pulled that off, but good job on doing that as well. Congratulations on second place. That's Will Roberts, driver of the number 7. And you take care, bud. We'll see you next week in Mid-Ohio.
All right, take care.
All right. Well, I was dragging his name as soon as he went to somewhere else. So I hope he got to where he was going to go. But we're going to bring in our, let's see, we don't see anybody in here that finished in third. So Tim Silliman, our race winner, dominating performance. Bud, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, I would say so, because this is like the third race in a row we've had to talk to you for winning the races, man. You gonna let up anytime soon, or are you just gonna go ahead and just try for the rest of the season?
I mean, I'm tonight. I wasn't really expecting it because I didn't think I was like good in practice until like towards the end of the session. I looked at the line and I saw the dust up against the wall, and I was like, I should be running here. And then I did that, and then apparently got pole, and then just kept going. I was like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, you led pretty much all except for, I think, maybe 11 or 12 laps there tonight. Completely dominated the field. Would you say that clean air helped you a lot being out front there?
Most definitely. So some of the lap down cars towards the end of the field, like it took me a few laps to get around them because you could just feel that wall of air there, and I was getting a little frustrated, but that's just how it goes. So I just bided my time, got around him, and just kept going.
All right, I believe your sponsor will keep you on board too. Ended up in Victory Lane here. Speaking of sponsors, you got any shout outs you want to give before let you go and go crack open your third straight bottle of champagne in Victory Lane?
Like always, I know my parents were watching, so thanks for watching and staying up not kind of late for you guys. Thank you. Thanks to Rob and Chris, for putting effort into me, and I'm doing the same for you guys. So let's keep that going. Thanks for the admin staff for doing a good job as always, and my friends at work. I know somebody's watching from work, so that's cool. Awesome. Thank you. Hopefully next week I can keep it going.
Yeah. How do you feel about Mid-Ohio, by the way, before we let you go?
Finish as close to Steven as I can. That's the name of the game.
All right. Well, you think you got a good car for next week, or?
I would podium, maybe, hopefully podium-ish.
All right, 10-4. Well, again, congratulations on your I wish I could say it on TV, but your dominance of the field here tonight. Tim Silliman, the number 39 Rigshare machine for Third Man Racing. Congratulations on your third straight win.
Thank you. Be sure to go and find Rigshare on Facebook, and have a good night.
All right, your race winner, Tim Silliman, right there. Yeah, great race. We had what, three cautions, 2 cautions. So, pretty much green flag from lap 40 on. Great race, man. give us your final thoughts there, Dylan.
Yeah, great race. 2 cautions, 6 lead changes, and just a dominant performance once again on Tim Silliman in that 39 machine. But I think the true storybook moment was watching Will Roberts in that number 7. Fails qualifying tech, goes around and misses the grid, and then comes home P2. And just an amazing run. Same thing with Johnny Eckerberry finishing just in 5th too. Great night for him for the points, and next week's gonna be fun.
Yeah, it definitely is. Tune in next week, next Monday night at 9:00 Eastern, here on the OCTV YouTube and here on iRacing.com/live for the Mid Ohio Grand Prix. Going to be a good race over there. And yeah, I would have to reiterate that Will Roberts kind of stole the show here tonight with his incredible drive. But you still can't deny the dominance of Tim Silliman. So looking forward to next week. And I think we're done on broadcasting until Sunday. So we will see y'all Sunday on teamvlr.com for the Sunday Sprint Series that we do. And again, next Monday is the Mid Ohio Grand Prix. So for Dylan Ackard, Tony Knuckles on the 1s and 2s, and myself, we are OCTV, and we are out. Thanks for watching.